man, it is a hot one today. Okay guys, so we're going to do a quick video here today looking at how to install this XGP-X1 Bluetooth on this helmet here. It's got straight off Amazon. It was a cheap one, it had great reviews, so I figured that would be the one to give this a shot at. Now for Bluetooth in the helmet, me personally, I don't really use it for music or maybe phone calls once in a while. But the main reason I want to use it is for the navigation off of my Google Maps. Now, when I'm riding, I don't like having my phone on the handlebars of the bike. Call me old school if you want, but I just prefer that free feeling without having the screen there. Other side of it too is you can't really see the screen too well once the sun's out. So I much prefer just to have the Google navigation kick in and play through the Bluetooth when I'm getting into a city or somewhere that's a little bit more tricky than that. So I figured I might as well go ahead and install it in case I need it. So what we're going to do today is we've got the helmet. We're going to have to strip out all the padding from the inside of that so we can put all the components in there. I've got a towel here which I just roll into a donut, and the reason I do that is so I can put my helmet down and not scratch the shit out of it. So that's for that. Although that didn't seem to work too well, it's a little bit too shallow, so we might go ahead and puff that up a bit. Alright, so let's open this thing up. See what's in the box. So we've got our Bluetooth unit. Alright, and that's the unit there. Now it's very light. It's quite plasticky. It's got one main button, a plus and minus. Looks like it's got everything I need for that, so I'll take that one out. And we've got some information. And we've got another little box in here, which I'm guessing will be my microphones, speakers. Yep, so there's one mount, two mounts, okay, because we've got a double option for our mounts here. And we've got a little USB-C for charging. And we have two types of microphones. So we've got the boom microphone, which I won't be using because I'm using a full face helmet. I'm going to be using the little stick-in microphone. All right, let's get this out of the way so I'm not fiddling around with it. Now we've got two types of mounts. We've got a clip mount, which should slide in underneath the shell of the helmet, in between the shell and the padding, which is this guy here, which makes it a little bit less permanent on the helmet. And we've got this 3M sticky side mount as well. Now I'm going to have a look at the clip first, and if I don't like the way that fits, then I'll go ahead and use the 3M. Now for our microphones and speakers, let's have a look. Okay, so for the speakers set, we've got these two 3M sided tape backers, because I'm going to say this inside here is a Velcro. Yep, okay, so that's the 3M tape on a Velcro strip that's going to go in for our speakers. And this is all a little tangled up. Now we've got the little boom arm mic, which I'm not going to go ahead and use, so I'll put that aside. We've got our small modular little wire mic with the 3M tape on the back, which I will be using, so I'll put that here in the front. And we've got our two speakers. Now they feel pretty good. See how they sound once it's all installed. So first things first, based on what I've seen, keep in mind I haven't actually done this before. This is first time for me. Is we're going to have to strip this helmet back. So put it on a towel so we don't scratch her up. And we'll start removing our padding. Now, this helmet is a little bit more of a retro style helmet. I preferred this unit over a lot of the other helmets. I've got a built Techno 2, which is a fantastic helmet with all the vents and everything. It's got Bluetooth built into it. But I tend to find there's a lot of wind noise with that helmet. I guess it's because of all the vents. Whereas this helmet is a little bit more basic, a little bit more rudimentary. And one of the bonuses of that is that it allows a little bit more space to come through. And I end up getting more ventilation off this helmet anyway. Otherwise, I kind of like the way it feels. I like the way it looks. So that's why I went with this helmet. I'm not going to go into depth about helmets today. Right, so we're going to have to start by installing these so the speakers. So what I want to do is I'm going to put my pad just back in place for a moment. just so I can see the area. Now, a lot of helmets will have a little space that's welled out, that's designed for where you can put these speakers. This one doesn't have that, and it's going to be a little bit of a tighter zone, but I'm going to, yeah, okay, I can see what I do. So I'm just going to basically place it right up here against this back padding and in between the strap mount, so it's going to go right in that little well there. Okay. So let's get our speakers separated from, because we're going to have to hide all these wires down the road. So, okay. All right, the speaker's out. Now, actually, before we get into that, I really should mount it on the helmet. So it's going to go on this side. It's going to go on your left-hand side, so your throttle hand is free, and you've got hands free to use it. So let's try this clip first and just see how it feels. Now, if you've got the ability to get it in between the helmet and the shell, it seems to be the best place to put it. So I'm going to wedge that right in there. Oh, that goes in really snug and secure. I like that. I don't think I'll be using the 3M tape. I think I'll just be using it as it is. And that'll fit right in snug behind my cheek pad. Let's just see it. Put it on for a sec. Yep, so the unit's going to be right here. I'm going to have good access to touch that. I think I like that position. I don't want to go back any further. Now, 1 second. The one problem I might have is it might interfere with the operation of my visor. So let's get the unit on there first. So apparently it just clicks in. There we go. It's clicked in. All right, we'll put the helmet on. Oh, it feels weird without all the padding. What is it on my visor? Yep, I've still got ability to, yep, move that. It's gonna be right there. I got the touch. Yep, I like the position. All right, so we'll stick it right there. Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and not use the 3M tape for now. I'm just gonna keep it with the clip mount, so that way if I want to, I can remove it. All right, so let's start with our speakers. Now, I just want to double check if these have a left or a right marking on it, because I don't see anything. Nope, I don't see any left or right markers, so I guess we just go in. What I might do is just connect it up first. I'm going to want that to go in reverse, like that. Okay, so this is going to be my shorter cable, so that one's going to go in here. So let's just put it in position first, see how it fits. Seems to fit really snugly right there. Okay, so we'll remove this. Take off this adhesive tape. Now this is not very easy to do. There we go. All right, this feels like a one-shot deal. Try not to get too many fingerprints on it there. And with this particular model helmet, the chin strap is very, very close in. So there's not a lot of real estate in there for that. Okay, let's get the other side done. Okay. Times like this, I wish I had nails. There we go. Okay, well, I should have stripped that off first. Okay, and then this guy's gonna fit in now. I want to have that cable running through the back. So let's get it right up here, wedged up tight. Yep, that looks like it's going to be a good spot. Now it's going to do one more test. I'll stick the speaker on the Velcro pad. Okay, we're just going to do one more position check. So let's get all this cables out of the way for a second. We'll hide all that later, don't worry about that now. Okay, let's get that on there. And yeah, that's going to be right in the sweet spot. That should be really good for the ears. Okay. Now lastly, we're going to have our microphone that's going to run. So next thing you know, what we want to do is we're going to set that mic into place. Now this comes with a little extra extension here that will plug into this guy like that. So as you can see, we've got a lot of cable to hide. And it doesn't have to be dead center. You don't really need it to be right here in front of your mouth. So you just want to have it somewhere in the vicinity. So I'm going to have it a little bit askew to the side. That way, because I have this facial hair here, it's not going to be rubbing on the microphone the whole time. And that should give me a pretty good sound. So I'm going to put it in right about there, just off to the side. So peel off that tape. And we're going to place this guy right in to the side here. Oh, well, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Makes more sense now. The Velcro came off. So yeah, it's not sticking. There we go. All right, so peel that off. And I'm going to stick that right here. Just to the side. That should be a good spot for it. Just see, and the microphone will sit there like that. Okay, one more quick test. See how it feels. Oh, that's perfect. So it's just off to the side of my mouth. It's not pressing right where my lips are. It should give me good sound. Provided that this unit doesn't sound terrible. Oh man, it is hot today. We're having a heat wave where I live in Japan. And basically the ambient temperatures are absolutely flying. We're averaging about 8 degrees Celsius hotter than we normally do this year. Okay. So there's moments like this that you come across an issue. And that issue is that this helmet in particular doesn't have a full removable lining. So I'm going to have to feed the cables in through the vent. I can't get it behind this pad. All right. This is where it becomes a bit of a pain in the ass. So let's see how we're going to do this. We're going to go unplug from the head unit here, unplug this unit. So first let's get these speakers tucked away. Okay, so this is why you should probably check everything before you start. Okay, yep, no worries. I got it figured out now, so I can feed in through the back there. Okay, so. Oh man, well that's not good. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure this double-sided tape is really secure without damaging my little speakers. Okay. Whew. So, actually, one second, I'm gonna get a little bit of masking tape. All right, for the masking tape. Okay, I'm just gonna use a little bit of masking tape just to keep these straps out of the way. Okay. All right. Okay, so we got this liner. We're going to remove the speaker for a second here. All right, this would be much better if this is. Okay, so already noticing a small problem, and that is that this adhesive layer that they provide for the speakers, while it is adhesive, is not amazingly good. It's not really gripping into the inside of my helmet here. So okay. So okay, so once I get this liner pulled back, I can stuff that out the front. That'll give me the space I need to start running my cables. and through the back side of the helmet here. Now I'm going to need some sort of little tool here just to really fight these in, so one moment more. Okay, so I just want to get these cables seated in out of the way so I'm not feeling it while I'm riding. So I'll take a little tool. Now each helmet's going to be different. On the higher end, more expensive helmets, you're going to have fully removable padding through here, which this one doesn't have. So I need to feed it into the spaces available. But yeah, just play with it and find what works for your helmet's model, style, etc. Okay, now this is probably not the best way to do it. I should be using a softer plastic tool, but I'm not really applying a lot of force. So this tool, with a bit of care, will do the trick. Just a matter of lining it up. And then when I return the liner will hold that in. Okay, get it nice and deep down in there. Sweet, so that's this speaker taken care of. Okay, just a little extra cable to hide, so we'll double it up and back it in there. Okay, so that looks good. All right, and oh, that wind feels nice. Okay, and we're going to just hide all that right in back behind the cheek pads. All right, so let's get this liner back in. Just so feeding it in there. Oh man, this is some fiddly work. It's one of the reasons why I didn't want to be a mechanic. I have a lot of respect for people who can do it, but getting into these tight spaces and trying to put things back the way the engineers had designed it can at times be a very frustrating affair. Okay, and this is not even something that you would consider to be a big job. So you can imagine how bad it would be if it was like a legitimate thing. At one time I had to change the alternator on an old Range Rover, and basically had to pull the entire car to pieces just to get to the alternator. By the time I was finished, man, I was in a vile mood. Okay, so my liner's all back in place, which means now I can untape these straps for a second. Release those back into there. Okay. Can't get that. Yeah, sticky tape. All right, now we're going to go there to there. And now we'll return our cheek pads. And this is going on this side. This is going on this side, sorry. So we'll put that one in first. Slide it in place. Clickety clack. Okay, that's in. Whew, need a towel. Sweating. Whoa! All right. We still got to find out how well this thing works. I may just be pulling all this back out again. Wouldn't that be a laugh? All right, and then This guy goes in there like that. And I can use my cheek pad now to pin my cables out of the way. Just that little excess I have. I get that in there. And then this guy can go in there. All right. Yeah, just that's meant to feed in back behind that. Come on, get in there. Okay. All right. Sweet. I'll just put it on, give it one test, see how it feels. All right. Yep, everything feels like it's back in the right space. Should have my speakers right over my ears. I've got my microphone in place. All right, now I just got this out of the box, so it may or may not have any power, but let's give it a shot. Power on. Okay, I heard that. Okay, so now we have to go ahead and try to connect to my phone. So go to a Bluetooth. X1 appears pretty quickly. It's connected. All right, now. Yep, says it's connected. Now this is in Japanese, so it's talking to me in Japanese. There may be a way to change that. I don't know. I don't particularly care. Okay, and let's find a song. Recently I'm really into Maneskin, so I'm going to put Zite Bueni. I'm going to put some Maneskin on. Okay, crank it up. Okay, maybe I'm going to turn the volume up. Oh, okay, so it's... Alright, the voice connection's working. I can see Siri opened up with the double click, so we'll stop Siri, we don't need that. Okay, and press once. Alright, and this is where I should have probably read the instruction manual, but what we'll do, we'll throw it on for a sec. Oh, there we go, I got music playing. Let's see if I can turn it up. Okay, so the plus and minus seems to be, at the moment, the plus and minus I'm getting. There we go, I got my volume controls. All right, it's got some good sound, good volume. Yeah, okay, so the speakers don't sound overly tinny like they do in some of the other helmets I've used. It connected straight away. Sounds great. Okay. Now if I press this twice, it should give me access to voice commands. Hey Siri, play songs by Pearl Jam. Okay, so I think I have to press it. Hey Siri, play songs by Pearl Jam. Perfect. All right, that works a treat. Okay, so that's the unit installed. We've got the X1 by XGP. It's a simple unit. Look, it's plastic, it's kind of light. It's not super awesome build quality, but for the price and functionality, it seems to work really well. The sound quality is great. The connection was straight through. I had to go through no menus to connect. Basically turned it on, hit Bluetooth, connected, bang, it was connected. Button play, no problem. I think I'll have no issues doing that with gloves. I will try that later. Plus minus buttons, you can use those for skipping forward on your tracks or your music tracks or back. Also for changing the volume. Voice activation just works easy. So I've got full voice commands. I'll be able to use this as I wanted to. The sound quality is actually, I think, better than the built Techno 2, which sounds to me kind of tinny. and the treble is really high. So with the noise from the wind in that helmet, to turn it up enough to really hear clearly with some music, actually kind of hurts my ears. This has, from what I could hear just before, a little bit more of a bass sound. Maybe not quite as loud though, that is one point. But I don't usually have it turned up to full anyway. So when I'm out riding, I want to hear the wind, I want to hear my bike. I'm not really worried about my music. So if you're like me and you're looking to put some Bluetooth into a helmet that you like and love, and you don't want to go out and buy one with all that stuff built in, can't go wrong with this unit. It seems to work great. We'll see what time what time tells, whether or not it holds up to the weather and the use. But for the time being, I'm pretty happy with the purchase. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please, of course, hit the subscribe button. We all know how to do that, and ring the notification bell. This is Ride Through Japan. It's a new channel. I'm going to be riding around Japan, showing you all the roads from this iconic country, especially for motorcyclists. I mean, this is where a lot of the world's best motorcycles were invented. There's so many curvy roads, twisty roads, mountain roads, just beautiful kind of scenery. And I'm hoping to bring all that to you and more. I'll be doing a few technical tips, a few reviews. I'll do some bike reviews, things like that, which you can check out all here on Ride Through Japan. So hit that subscribe button and hope to see you on the road. Happy riding.